Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is one of the greatest games of all time. Is what I said when I was 12 years old. Which is purely ironic, as I didn't understand the plot in the slightest or understood why I was doing certain things at that moment. I just went along, had fun, and watched the cutscenes. So, is San Andreas still one of the best games ever made, in my opinion? No. It's not only because this game is now 14 years old. It's also because of several other reasons, but even then, it doesn't change the fact that this game has some awesome highlights, like the plot. It starts out pretty great as the protagonist, Carl Johnson, or CJ, comes home from Liberty City after 5 years to bury his mother. CJ was a member of the Grove Street Families gang, of which his brother Sweet is now the leader of. Sweet and the other gang members don't have a good opinion of CJ, with the exception of his sister Candle and his buddy Big Smoke. However, right after getting off the plane, CJ is greeted by an old friend who goes by the name of Frank Tenpenny.
Does he look like a bitch?
Okay, seriously now, just throw that meme away, okay? Thank you. The tedious chase follows, in which the rival gang only targets you because apparently you're more important than the leaders of Grove Street. You get home safely and ta-da! The game now begins. This does sound rather tame at first, but the plot actually has a lot of social commentary which still applies today. But there are issues with the story because the mission design causes plot holes. A lot. This is an actual problem, as the story would have worked so much better in, say, a movie if all the filler shit would be removed. But what exactly do I mean? CJ takes back the old territory of Grove Street by himself. Police chase with tons of casualties with no further mention in the plot because who gives a fuck about the police? CJ jumps off a plane to enter another plane to shoot everyone inside and then flies the plane to the airport by himself. Planeception. CJ sneaks into Area 69. Oh, you didn't? To steal a $60 million jetpack by himself without backup. I enjoyed the story when I was actually doing something related to the plot, as you'll spend most of the game doing stuff that has nothing to do with it to begin with. What? We are finally ready to take on the local drug cartel that is directly related to the traders at home? Sorry, we will have to steer more cars first because we need to set up our third business. This wouldn't even be that much of a problem. Okay, it would still totally be a problem if the missions were actually good from the beginning to the end. As always, every GTA has good and bad missions, with this game being no exception. Speaking of which, this is a GTA game, so you can control many vehicles, kill people with guns or other weapons, steal stuff, get dressed in different clothing, etc. Though San Andreas does take the extra step. You can work out, which actually changes the looks of your character and the gameplay, which is awesome, by the way. You can swim for the first time in GTA history and even dive underwater. You can also fly planes for the very first time in GTA history, and this game features the largest GTA open world to date. Whew. What else can you do? You can eat at fast food restaurants, meet with girlfriends, spend tons of time with the various minigames in the world, and there is a lot more to do. This is where San Andreas absolutely shines, and you can do so much nonsense in this big world where no area feels the same. However, there are 3 curses that make San Andreas a possible chore to play if you're unlucky. Filler missions, horribly designed missions, and the open world itself. With so many things to do, it's baffling that we have to do so much of the same stuff over and over and over again with some of the worst missions ever seen in GTA games. Oh, you wanna see examples? There are plenty. Glitches that make you fail the mission without it being your fault. Bullshit mission descriptions. Suddenly new control schemes without telling you how they work or just telling you once the mission is almost over. Some of the worst PC control schemes I've ever seen, though you can reconfigure them. And finally, monotony. Don't misunderstand this here. As long as everything in this game works fine, then it can be an absolute blast to play and is tons of fun. I won't even go into the easy to fuck up 10 to 30 minute missions that are so toxic to play, because this game has no checkpoints at all, in addition to the outdated and ancient save point system. There is some stuff you can do to prevent a lot of it, but most of it is unavoidable. Changing the controls is also not really a solution, because if you change the controls for one vehicle, it changes the controls for all vehicles. This is why I decided, for this review, to just let the scenes speak for themselves and remind people of how awesome and bad this game can be. Alright, so the first thing you want to do after the game drops you off right here is to abuse the horse racing minigame to make your following journey much more pleasant. Save here, go into the not marked building here and bet on the worst horse, yes, the worst horse, with all the money you've got. You will have to reload your save a number of times, but if you win 3 times in total, then you'll have more money than you could ever spend. So that's pretty damn neat. A mandatory destroy box glitches through the ground. Well, there's nothing you can do about it other than replaying the entire mission. What the fuck? If you want to have a more comfortable time with the infamous train mission, one of the awful missions not forgotten by the community, always drive here. The music, oh, it's so good. Whatever you do, don't waste your time on gang wars the first chance you get them. All of your progress will be reset without any warning beforehand, just like your inventory during the game, twice. The voice acting is also pretty awesome with only rare hiccups. The final portion of the game is the most glitched, crash-happy part, with the most monotonous shit you'll ever do in a GTA game. You literally have to do the same shit around 20 times outside of the story and a few mandatory times within. If you want to have a more comfortable time with Curse You Berkeley, then let Zero's car be blocked at the first obstacle, destroy the tanks without feeling pressured, and repair the bridges last. Then just wait for Zero to reach the goal. The first few highway road trips are absolutely amazing, even by modern standards. Oh my god, the game dropped me off in the middle of fucking nowhere again for like the 6th fucking time. These fucking NPCs I have to kill run away, and if I follow them I fail the mission. Oh great, my save point disappeared again. You know, this is the 3rd time I finished San Andreas and I never noticed the rainbows. So,
yeah,
this happened.
Hey, what's up?
If you don't respect your body, ain't nobody gonna respect you. You're too skinny, CJ. You need to pack on some muscle.
If I wanted nagging, I'll buy a clock.
I don't think the cops are supposed to be in this cutscene.
I got something.
Let me see. Ooh, everything is different now.
You know, I would give more credit to the big selection of clothing you can buy. But I can't even see them, and changing even one thing takes fucking forever. I could show you more, but it's better to stop here. If you like what you have seen, perhaps you should go ahead and play the game. If you have nostalgia towards this game, then you probably still play it from time to time. It's fine if you're a fan of this game, but do not pretend that this is the best game ever made. Because even you forgot about the annoying, not the train, missions in the game. And not mentioning the atrocious design choices won't make them magically disappear. This may sound harsh, but this is coming from someone who thought of this as one of the very best open world games until I had to review it. During the course of 14 years, almost everything that's been done here has been done better in other games. Well, with the exception of eating in fast food restaurants. I love these bikers. They just don't care about anything.